everybody. Welcome to the last day of Solar Week 2022. We're down to the last discussion, and today is all about the feels. This Feel Good Friday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about why is it that solar makes us feel good? What is it about solar that makes it good for clean, renewable, and sustainable energy and for climate action? It's all about the feels. This Feel Good Friday, mga higala. So don't forget to tune in right now, and we're going to be flashing you guys in a bit where you can watch us live today, 3 o'clock onwards. Now, I'm very excited to know more about this. Why solar energy is the perfect energy for all of us, for municipalities, for communities, for businesses, and even for our pockets. And before we start, I would like to commend once more the Mindanao Go Solar movement for making this event possible. From Monday to today, we have been speaking about solar energy and why it's great for the environment. I have a co-host for today, and he's very famous. He is, in fact, one of the few official TikTok edu creators. Are you curious who he is? Let's watch this.
Hi there, everyone. Happy Earth Month. My name is Jeff, and I'm here to share some amazing knowledge about renewable energy. Very recently, issues pertaining to climate change and the continuous burning of fossil fuels has once again made it to mainstream news. Come on, guys, have we not learned anything from the extreme heat and the unpredictable weather we've been having? That's why I'm here right now trying to make this video to encourage everyone to go green. Plant a tree, avoid burning plastic. And for those who have the resources to do so, try to use clean, renewable energy. Like go solar or whatever. The Philippines actually has high potential in generating electricity from solar technology. Did you know that only 1.3% of the country's energy mix is solar? It's a resource that is fairly available, but apparently not a lot of people try to use it. Meron talagang mga economic and policy barriers, no, that actually prevent people from using solar tech. Medyo mahal, takot sila about the taxes, and this has actually been addressed in recent years. But if the country actually wants to prevent even more greenhouse gas emissions, we need to scale up transition towards renewables. This is also for us to attain national climate action for contribution to the Global Sustainable Development Goals. Now here's another pressing concern. I am from Mindanao, and among all the 3 different island groups in the country, Mindanao has the lowest electrification rate. Meron pa ring mga rural areas in Mindanao that don't have electricity. And henceforth, it can actually be an advantage to use solar, especially in hard-to-reach areas. Now, just recently, I've been invited to be a guest in an event called Solar Week, organized by professional organizers together with Terra platform of the European Climate Foundation to better support the clean energy transition in Mindanao. Through this act, they actually launched a movement called Mindanao Go Solar, which aims to gather all solar stakeholders around the goal to transition Mindanao for solar technology. And what I appreciate about this movement is that they not only provide solar energy, but they also educate people on why we need renewable energy, how your business, farm, or home can benefit from renewable energy, the costs, the time needed to set up the financing. They explain it all. And they've organized and involved themselves in recent pragmatic activities in order to further their advocacy to other people. Join the movement now for a better and more sustainable future. For more information, you can follow their page on Facebook, and for videos and other informational material, you can follow them on Instagram. Happy Solar Week!
Happy Solar Week! And with me, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeffrey Robles, otherwise known as at Jeff with 1F on TikTok with more than 200,000 followers. Maayong hapon, Jeff.
Hapon kaninyong tanan. Thank you so much for having me in this session. And it's been a great week we've experienced with Solar Week, and I've been super glad to be involved with them as well. So I heard as well, I think my emotions are aligned because I heard that today is Feel Good Friday.
Yes, it's all about the feels, and it's all about feeling good about what we're doing with the environment and promoting renewable energy such as solar. You know, it's our last day, Jeff, and today we honor the do-gooders and the highlights and benefits one gets from doing good to our planet.
knowing that you're doing what is right, and also being aware that there's no Earth B for us to live in. There's only one Earth, and this is where we are living right now. So, in any other emergency or contingency plan, we don't have a contingency plan to move to Mars because we need to do climate action right now on our own, on our own planet.
I agree, Jeff.
So speaking of each of us doing our part, that is why our next guest, we also have another guest with us this afternoon, Gray. He is here to help us discuss the role of social media in promoting solar and sustainability efforts as a whole. He is also one of the official identified educators here in the Philippines by TikTok. And let's watch this clip to get to know him more.
Alam mo ba, ang fossil fuels ay hindi lang nakakasama sa environment natin kundi pati na rin sa overall health ng isang tao. Before I make chika, this is Sean, your nurse for today. When fossils are burned, they emit greenhouse gases like CO2 that trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere and contribute to climate change. It also releases particulates such as sulfur dioxide gas and other compounds that can be harmful to human health. Burning them creates climate change and releases pollutants that lead to diseases, kagaya ng heart attacks, lung diseases, stroke, asthma, at iba pang mga sakit. Isang research galing Harvard University ay napag-alaman na mahigit 8 million katao ay namatay noong 2018 dahil sa air pollution dulot ng fossil fuel. Ito ay mas mataas kumpara sa mga lumipas na taon. Air pollution from burning fossil fuels like coal and diesel was responsible for about 1 in 5 deaths worldwide. And here in the Philippines, it is attributed to cause an estimated of 27,000 premature deaths per year. And it is also found that estimated 40,000 children die before their 5th birthday dahil exposed sila sa air pollution dulot ng fossil fuels, primarily in low-income countries to. This is because nitrogen dioxide, which is a byproduct of fossil fuel combustion in vehicles, power plants, and factories. And it is linked roughly 4 million new cases of asthma in children per year, with approximately 16 million children worldwide. It is clear that our country, not just our country but the entire world, needs to transition to renewable energy sources, such as solar. Let's discuss more about solar. Solar power works by converting sunlight into electrical energy through photovoltaic panels, or through mirrors that concentrate solar radiation. So how does it benefit us? First, it reduces air pollution. Second, it reduces water usage. Third, this improves humanity's health. Well, according to US Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, they estimated that we could save more than 25,000 lives. That's because with cleaner air comes with cleaner lungs. Fourth, this lessens our energy cost. And lastly, it helps fight climate change. I believe that solar energy is one of the best solutions that we can try to prevent the effects of climate change. In fact, this is free and readily available. O diba, we always complain na super init dito sa Pinas. Di mo akalain may magandang dulot pala si Mr. Sun. And it can save our lives in the long run. And we can't deny that this is already a climate emergency. And we must be proactive in helping our environment to fight climate change. And guys, we can be better for our planet, our environment, and our overall health. I really find this very alarming, and I volunteered to be part of Mindanao Goes Solar movement. I'm encouraging you to be part of something that can contribute to the betterment of our country, and not just our country, but to the whole world. Remember, we have only one planet and there is no planet B.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our guest here in this session is an educator just like myself, all the way from Iligan City. He's known online as @Sean Katipay. Please welcome Mr. Sean Katipay. Hello, there, Sean.
Everyone. Hello, Sir Jeff.
Hi,
Hello, Miss
Sean.
Gray.
It's great to have you here. And gwapo kayo imuhang nga content ang
Thank you
imuhang
so
gabuhaton. Daghan kay educate. How many followers do you have, if you don't mind?
For now, 36,000.
Wow, that's a lot. Wow, I'm so happy that Mindanaoans just like you guys are taking responsibilities sa inyong TikTok platform. You're using it the right way. Thank you very much. Well, Sean, I'm very curious. No, the sustainability, the theme itself is very in right now. It's trending in
super.
social media, especially on TikTok. So, can you tell us more about why you chose to touch on this topic?
Recently, last April 17, kay naabi ito news na mga scientists na sa Los Angeles nag-protest sila about climate change, and it is very urgent right now since it's not only a climate climate emergency na siya karon, and then nakaisip ko nga since naamang ko'y mga followers, I mean, na ko'y platform to influence others and then um to mas maminaw sila sa TikTok and then
Yes.
muto siya I decided nga maghimo og mga content.
Mm-hmm.
First content ako to actually and then napa ko yung mga drafts to upload next week and muto siya nga um say because of that kato siya
You
nga
found your passion
yeah
aning
yeah
aning topic. That's good.
topic. And then not knowingly nga since bata pa di ko nga ganahan jud di ko nga mag-help sa environment nato like katong elementary kay ni appeal ko atong plan for the planet movement and then part ko katong college sa Rotaract of Iligan East and then we conduct programs sa mga environment programs and mga
Mhm.
healing programs sa mga tao.
It sounds like you were meant to be good ani mo platforms
Yeah,
in
yeah.
TikTok, no? It's like you were destined to be
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and
And
informative.
it
Started while
happened
they're young.
unexpectedly actually.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
So apart from that, Sean, you did mention that online climate change is actually a very trending topic right now
Yes,
on
Sir
social
Jeff.
media. I would know that because I am quite exposed to the same platform as you. What would you say would be the things being talked about right now pertaining to the issue? What you've observed so far, and have they dwelt on solar energy or renewable energy in some way?
So far sa TikTok wala pa jud kay nako nakitaan nga mga contents about solar energy but they delve into renewable
Mhm.
sources
Yeah.
such as mga wind and then mostly sa mga contents karon they delve sa mga about the negative effects of burning coal, the oil and the natural gas and then katong mga non-renewable sources and then um and mga and then kato.
Yes, indeed. I would agree to that as well, no? Because there has been a worldwide protest of scientists against the burning of fossil fuels.
Yeah.
And I would also agree, indeed, wala kayo kay makita nga solar energy. But there is now an ongoing niche into introducing renewable energy. And it is a good thing that we are making this effort right now with Mindanao Go Solar because it means that we are a pioneering group that's introducing this in social media right now. And I
Yes.
think Mindanao Goes Solar is actually a movement that needs to be commended for that.
That's right. This movement, it's been the aim since day one.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Bakay TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Siguro 90% of the active users and active viewers would be our generation, right?
Mhm.
Millennials, Gen
Mhm.
X. So they need to be spoken to in a platform nga sila pod makarelate,
Yeah.
makasabot, and they equally entertaining.
Yeah.
It
Tama,
doesn't
tama.
matter magud usahay nga grabe gid ka informative in PowerPoint presentation or what. You have the best interested heart, you have the best intentions, but your viewers cannot relate and cannot be entertained. Then usahay dili na to makuha ang dili nila makuha ang message. So how
Mhm.
you guys are doing it are actually perfect because it gets the message across, right? Sean, napa ba kay
Yes, yes.
plano nga magbuhat pa og ubang content aron nga ma-inspire ang imuhang viewers to go through the same route as you are in terms of promoting renewable energy such as solar?
Actually, appeal na ako siya sa mga advocacies na ko na apart from health, mental health, appeal na po ang environment since um appeal man gud ang environment nato with ayun nga sa TikTok video ko nga with cleaner air comes with cleaner lungs. And mo discuss lang ko about sa mga non-renewable sources and ilahang mga negative effects kay sa health nato karon 'di ba ang pag-burn sa coal, for example ang coal, pag-burn sa coal kay um natay mga toxic compounds nga ma-release ana sa air pero dili nato siya makita in our naked eye kay 0.1 to 10 micrometer siya kagamay na siya kagamay. And then ang katong kung ma-inhale nato siya kay maka dulot siya kanang bating nga effects sa atong lawas such as asthma. Karon increasing na atong mga new cases sa asthma labaw na sa atong mga bata worldwide 300 million na siya. And then ang heart attack pod, actually I'm a former ICU nurse pod
Yes.
and then dagan kay big mga patients nga nagkuan sa heart attack nga case. And then ang mga toxic compounds man good kay pwede siya mo once mo ma-inhale na to siya, pwede siya mo ato sa tuwang bloodstream.
Mhm.
And then kanang sa bloodstream na to kay it can trigger a heart attack. And then detrimental po siya sa atong body kay mo increase pa datong blood pressure tungod aning mga compounds. And then according po sa research na I've researched recently na maapektuhan po atong mga pregnant mothers kay kung ma-inhale nila ni naay mga birth defects mahitabo, and then sa mga bata na po sila neurological and developmental defects po pagka dako nila. So ang kani pong pag-burn og coal kay connected po siya sa kanang ADHD kanang mga ano nato other diseases, mga lung cancer.
Hormonal
Yes.
imbalances.
Yes, yes.
Indeed, and it's very important how you placed it that way, Sean, because Sean actually creates. I would know this because we're friends. Sean creates health-related educational
Yes, yes.
videos on TikTok, and it's very interesting how you placed solar and renewable energy in such a sense that it's no longer just about an energy concern, an energy crisis, but it also involves health.
Yes.
It's also now a health crisis. That's why it's very important, it's very crucial for us to scale up transition from this non-renewable energy source to something more renewable, because as you can see, there's always a direct relation towards health whenever we use something unhealthy and transitioning it towards something a bit more healthier for us to live a better life, a more sustainable life, right?
Well, this is a timely discussion. Good. And guys, don't forget to follow Sean Katipay here. What was your username again in TikTok?
It's at Sean Katipay on TikTok.
At Sean Katipay on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. And it's great to know that this movement is actually causing ripple effects no sa atong
yes.
kabatanunan karon. Daghang salamat.
Thank you so
Sean
much, Miss Green.
Katipay.
Very well, Sean.
Do continue to promote solar on your social media platforms. As we all know, Mother Earth sure needs our help, and let's do all our part in lending her a hand. Now, the Mindanao Goes Solar movement produced a video on solar energy to help people in the region understand solar better. To those who are not able to catch it, let's watch this.
Welcome to my home, Mindanao. Ginatawag ang Mindanao nga land of promise. Pero as promising as this part of the Philippines is, kulang paghihapon ang atong electric infrastructure. Kabalo ba mo nga it is estimated that roughly 70% sa mga panimalay ug mga establishments kay gakuha sa ilang supply sa kuryente sa grid. Pero ang nahibilin nga 20% are left in the dark. Walay kuryente o gapangita o lain nga pamaagi para makakuha og kuryente. Pero naatay solusyon, and it is my good old friend, solar energy. Nganong maayo, nindot ug baskog ang solar energy? Well, because solar energy is free, it is renewable, it is good for the planet, ug labi na, it has now become more available and affordable compared sa niagi. Pero kabalo ba atong average nga Mindanawan kung unsa gyud ang solar energy ug unsa ang mga benepisyo nga imo makuha kung ikaw mag-transition sa paggamit sa solar? Kuyugi ko ninyo, kaya atong pangutanon atong mga amigo ug amiga sa kadalanan kung unsa ilang thoughts kabahin sa solar energy. Tara! Murag na ako'y nakitaan dito. Hello, Miss Ate Girl. Miss Ate Girl. Sir, mayong hapon.
Hello.
Ako dahil si Val. Sir, pwede mo lingkod, sir?
Mo ni ang 1 million peso question.
Good. Ang Miss Universe ni. Mayong buntag, palihog kog introduce sa imong kaugalingon.
I'm Jovelyn Batong.
Ako si Michael Abonitalias.
Ako si Casey. I'm Mrs. Janessa Camado.
Ako si Ralph Christian Takastakas.
Ito first question, what do you think is solar energy?
For me, solar energy is renewable source of energy. So,
Renewable siya. So it means that dili siya mahurot. Magamit na to siya again and again, and then makuha na po dato siya sa environment.
Solar energy, gikan sa sun. Yeah, I think it's a really good investment.
Something new to me, but I think it's a good source of energy.
Ang solar energy, isa siya sa mga pamaagi nga makatabang sa atong environment karon.
Especially there sa Philippines because we are a nation of sunshine. Pero gamay ra gyud ang mga tao nga naay solar energy sa Philippines. I wonder why.
Ang solar energy kay radiation lang na siya gikan sa sun, which is capable of producing heat, causing chemical reactions, or generating electricity. Ang suma total nga gidaghanon sa solar energy diri sa atong planeta kay sobra pa kaayo sa current ug anticipated energy requirements sa tibuok kalibutan. Kung maayo pagka-harness, ang solar energy adunay potensyal nga makatagbaw sa tanang energy needs nato sa umaabot nga panahon. Solar technology like solar photovoltaic o solar PV ang maoy ga-convert sa sunlight into useful electricity para mapadagan nato atong mga balay o opisina. Kining solar PV cells maoy makita sa mga solar panels nga usually atong makit-an sa mga atop sa mga balay diri sa Mindanao. Karong 21st century, gilauman nga ang solar energy mahimong mas madanihon isip usa ka renewable energy resource. Tungod sa dili mahurot nga supply ni ini ug kay tungod dili kini makapahugaw sa kinaiya, layo ug lahira sa mga fossil fuel sama sa coal ug sa oil.
Among pangutana sa imuha, yes or no? Kabalo ba ka nga pwede ka mokita og kwarta sa paggamit og solar energy sa imong panimalay?
Yes.
Yes? Kabalo ba ka sa konsepto sa net metering sa solar energy? Kadungog na ba ka ana?
Oo, nakabalo ko. Kung nakay solar system sa imong balay, then nakay excess sa imong production sa solar, mobalik to sa kaning power utility, minus din to sa imong cost sa imong nakuha sa ilang nga kuryente or kung mo excess, so posible mo ginansya ka pa sila pa yung magbayad.
Correct! Perfect!
Ang net metering usa ka mekanismo nga nagtugot sa pagbaligya ug pag-export sa sobra nga kuryente nga na-produce gikan sa imong mga solar panel. Sa Pilipinas, usa kini sa mga unang mekanismo nga gipatuman ubos sa Renewable Energy Act of 2008. Ang mga Filipino homeowners ug commercial establishments diri sa Mindanao nga adunay ilang kaugalingong solar installations kay makahatag sa ilang sobra nga kuryente nga na-generate ngadto sa electric grid sa ilang distribution utility ug gamiton sa pag-offset sa ilang konsumo sa kuryente. In short, ang end users ang mahimong prosumers o mga producer ug consumer sa kuryente. Ang gawas ani kay ang end users kay makakuha og savings sa ilang bayranan sa kuryente ug maprotektahan ang ilang kaugalingon batok sa pagtaas sa presyo sa kuryente.
Right, na ako usa lang kapangutana sa imuha sir about solar energy. So mo ni ang 1 million peso question.
Good.
Kung imo ning makuha, nakay one joke lang. Ang question kay kabalo ba ka sir nga ang paggamit og solar energy kay good investment para sa imong panimalay?
Yes, I would agree. Kung tanaw na ako in a bigger perspective, this is what we are investing in the future, mga good. Even sa mong company, gagamit namin og solar in terms of alternative use sa energy. I would agree. It's a great benefit for all of us. And I think further down the years, siguro, I think mo ginamay mo major ata nga source of energy po. Ako personally, I would even invest pohon kung napukoy balay po for solar.
Pohon, it's a thumbs up for sir. Good investment ang solar energy. Thank you kayo sir.
Ang pagbutang og solar sa imong atop kay makatabang nimo nga malikayan ang pagtaas sa presyo sa kuryente pinaagi sa pagproduce sa imong kaugalingon nga kuryente sa equivalent rate nga dili gyud mo saka tungod kay ang gigikanan sa imong fuel which is ang adlaw kay libre. Wala pa gyud mahitabo sa Mindanao nga niubos ang presyo sa kuryente. Mao nga ang pagpamuhunan sa solar, mao ang pagpamuhunan sa imong kaugalingon nga power plant nga nagpadayon sa pagtaas sa kantidad kadugayan samtang nagtaas ang presyo.
What do you think is the environmental benefits of solar energy? And do you think naay environmental benefits ang solar energy?
Yes, na siya environmental benefit. Ang cool magud kay after magamit na put to waste. And then ang iya pong kuan, ang aso makakos siya og air pollution while ang solar energy wala gyud as in limpyo gid kay siya and makatipid ka sa kuryente.
Ayun, limpyo ang solar energy straight from Ma'am Janessa. Thank you kayo.
Ang mga solar energy technologies ug mga solar power plants kay dili makaproduce og air pollution or greenhouse gases kung ga-operate. Sa Mindanao ug bisan asa pa, ang paggamit sa solar energy adunay positive effect sa kinaiyahan kung kini mo puli o mumenos sa paggamit og hugaw nga energy sources. Ang solar kay ga-produce og kuryente nga walay pagsunog og fuel, dili sama sa coal, oil ug gas. Busa, makatabang kini nga mahimong limpyo ug presko ang hangin ug ang palibot.
Okay, Casey, akong pangutana sa imo, ikaw ba o sa Mindanaoan?
Yes, very proud Mindanaoan.
Very proud Mindanaoan. And do you think solar energy will benefit Mindanao?
I think so. Kay daghan paghihapon sa Mindanao ang walay kuryente. Yeah, ay kato ako mga hometown before wala paghihapon nangtod karon even tubig. So I think it's really one of the biggest problem here in the Philippines and in Mindanao.
Thank you. O, tinuod usa ni siya kadako nga problema nga pwede nato solusyonan og atong yung masolusyonan because there is a solution. And that is solar energy. Thank you kayo, Casey.
Ang Mindanao adunay pinakaubos nga electrification rates sa tulo ka major island groups, which means mas daghan ang pamilya nga walay access sa kuryente. Ang solar kay makaprovide og kuryente diretso sa mga balay sa katawhan nga dili manginahanglan og transmission lines and towers. Ang pinakamahal nga electricity rate sa bisan asa nga distribution utility sa tibuok nasud kay makita usab sa Mindanao. Kini nga problema kay masulbad pinaagi sa paghimo og imong kaugalingon nga kuryente. Busa dako kaayo og mga benepisyo ang solar alang sa tibuok Mindanao region.
Solar energy is clearly the future of Mindanao. Og diri sa Pilipinas, unlimited ang atong sunshine. Pero usahay, gareklamo ta nga init ra kaayo. But why don't we regard this as a blessing to our islands? A blessing nga kung atong gamiton og tarong kay makahatag sa ato sa tanan energy nga atong kailangan para mapadagan atong mga panimalay ug mga negosyo. Power and energy that is not only free but also good for the environment. And that, my friends, is a sunny future that I would gladly drive into.
If you'd like to check this video out and share it to your feed, share it to your friends, follow Mindanao Goes Solar on YouTube. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. There you have it. You can see it on your screens, the QR codes for our social media accounts.
That was absolutely informative.
Very much, yes. Now, allow me to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, two of our guests today. Our first guest is from the Climate Reality Project Mindanao. Climate Reality is an organization founded by Nobel laureate and former U.S. Vice President Al Gore. It is a diverse group of passionate individuals who've come together to solve the greatest challenge of our time, climate change. They have been personally trained by Al Gore himself to communicate about the climate crisis and its solutions, and they are called climate leaders. Today, we are lucky to have the Mindanao boss of Climate Reality in the Philippines, Mindanao coordinator of the Climate Reality Project Philippines, based in Butuan City, a climate reality leader and a specialist in training, institution and community development, information, education, and communication, or IEC, and gender and social inclusion. She has been working in the development sector for 16 years. She has a master's degree in management for instruction systems management from the Liceo de Cagayan University. and Bachelor of Science in Development Communication from Central Mindanao University. During the lockdown brought about by COVID-19 pandemic, she enrolled and completed 21 short course certificates from different universities around the world. This includes the Introduction to Climate Change and Health from Yale University. On energy transition, her work together with the Pinoy Climate Reality Leaders works with the government, non government organizations, private sector, civic society organizations, the academe, and the other sectors of the society to advance action for a low carbon and climate resilient Philippines. They urge leaders for more renewable energy in the Philippines for hashtag Murang Kuryente. Let us welcome Miss Marisol Tuso. Welcome to Solar Week, ma'am.
Hello, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. It's my
Hi,
honor nga
Miss Marisol.
mahimong guest.
Maayong
Yes.
hapon.
Mayong
And shout
hapon.
out, shout out sa mga climate reality leaders sa Mindanao.
Yes, hopefully they're hearing you right now.
Yeah, hopefully. Actually, naminaw sa Danguban, and with me is also my fellow climate reality leader later.
Yes, indeed. Of which we will be introducing now. So, our other guest, our next guest, is the first ever climate reality leader from Mindanao, trained by Mr. Al Gore in 2011. She is the founder of Greenergy Solar PH, the first homegrown commercial brand of solar installation services in Mindanao. Previously, she managed the Low Carbon Development Project in the Philippines under the Global Climate and Energy Initiative of the Worldwide Fund for Nature, or WWF. She later worked in climate finance as the Communications and Knowledge Management Specialist for the Asian Development Bank, administered climate investment funds. She holds a master's degree in social science for tri-sector collaboration from the Singapore Management University. She is an alumni of the UN System Staff College, or UNSSC, in Bonn, Germany, on localizing the Sustainable Development Agenda. A media and communications professional, she has had training on collaborative governance from the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C., and on the circular economy from the Technical University of Delft in the Netherlands. She is a retained consultant and advisor for certain organizations in Europe and in Asia, and also sits on the board of the professional organizers. She has completed many sustainable development projects, including for the UNHCR on climate displacement. She is an active volunteer for organizations like 350.org and, of course, the Climate Realty project, for which she is here today. A warm welcome for Miss Feline Dongay.
Hi! Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Thank you for
Yes,
Maayong
the
maayong
hapon,
hapon
Miss
sa atong
Feline.
guest today. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So while we're at it, while we're all here, I'd like to ask a few questions. First of all, for Miss Feline, and of course, for Miss Marisol, if you'd like to answer. Can you tell us a bit more about yourselves, other than that spectacular introduction, no, and those absolutely amazing and awe-inspiring credentials that you have? Can you tell us a bit more about yourselves, and how, in all the other paths in life, did you manage to get into the climate change fight? Can we start with Miss Feline?
Moingon na ako na mo start kang Miss Marisol kay siya man among buhat.
Perhaps Miss Marisol would like to start as well.
Yes, I give the floor to her.
Okay. Ano lang, kasi I am actually a development worker. So, been in the field for 16 years, and ngayon abot ko sa climate change na advocacy because way back 2017, actually, isa ko nga nag-advocate for aqua-based business school. We have actually parang siyang field school in the community. It's teaching mga fisher folk on aqua-based business school with gender and climate change perspective. Knowing kasi kining coastal villages man gud nato, they are actually at the highest risk in terms of climate change. So ang impact sa climate change na sa ila. So we are really strengthening these coastal villages na mangandam, makamitigate no sa impact sa climate change. So like mga pagtaas sa mga sea level rises karon, no, taas na kaayo ang mga dagat karon nga level, nagkataas na ang daghan, no, global warming. So pinaka naapektuhan kasi ang coastal villages. So that's actually my entry sa climate change hangtod nakasulod ko sa Climate Reality Project Philippines. So it's my honor also to be with the TCRP. Thank you. Ikaw, Pilin.
Yeah, ako, ma'am, I grew up around energy, good. Like, I was born in Mindanao and I traveled around Mindanao. I moved around Mindanao when I was a young girl because sa work sa akong father, and I was really in the world of energy, and I grew up with, at the time, I'm obviously older than our hosts, na kanang na ay daghan
Klaro,
bitong
ma'am.
naghag power interruptions ba adto na time. So I inculcated kayo in my mind na kanang you have to conserve energy because it's precious. Electricity, it takes a lot to produce electricity, so you shouldn't waste it. So dinha ko kagikan dayon gadto na dayong pagka when I was as I grew older, I became ang point gid nako na na-aware ko about the climate crisis was the movie of Al Gore, katong An Inconvenient Truth, which won an Oscar back in 2007. So that was a kanang I already heard of the term global warming, but the climate crisis was really that was the turning point for me, the movie. And then of course, like, I just got lucky nga kanang I applied to train for the climate reality project, and then I was accepted. And yeah, I became the first Mindanaoan to be trained by Al Gore, and yeah, I traveled around Mindanao to teach. Kaya ang sa climate reality project man good, we are taught to communicate about the crisis and the solutions to climate change. So kana mga ana nga subjects, I went around to talk to schools in Mindanao, from mga kasuluk-sulukan sa Bukidnon, even mga say tawag ani religious organizations, IP organizations. I was doing the rounds in Mindanao back in 2011, 2012. So yeah, I'm in that space now. Parang ano man good pud siya. I think earlier we saw the videos of Jeff and the other TikToker, si Sean, no? Kanang I think for them now is the floodgate moment of awareness. Sa ako, it came when I watched the movie. So that was 15 years ago. Dugay na kaayo. So yeah, and I've been in this work ever since. So yeah, that's my genesis.
Yes.
Very, very interesting. And it's quite, it was quite a heart ride. Para like, it's really deep in
Kahila
your
ko na si
heart.
Jeff. Just listening to both of you, he's like teary-eyed now. Touched kay siya. But kidding aside, Miss Feline and Miss Marisol, you have both spoken about communicating and reaching out to people, no? And I was very curious when Miss Marisol said about the fisher folk and apektado gid kay sila sa climate change. So I guess this is a question first and foremost to Miss Marisol. How do you think it's really this important to reach to the grassroots level of spreading awareness of climate change and renewable energy?
Okay, so actually, I would like to start off with the latest IPCC report. Very ano siya, the last IPCC report was just nag-remind lang sa ato unta na okay, let's make it sa katong Paris Agreement na cap no nga 1.5 degrees Celsius, no, nga para makasurvive ta in the next na mga years. But in the latest IPCC report kasi giwarningan ta na it's really urgent na jud. It's really urgent na papaspaso na nato ato ang mitigating measures because grabe na gid ka guba na gid ang atong earths, no. Adapted by just to give you a background, no, sa mga viewers nato, kining Paris Agreement that I was talking is about it's crafted by 196 na mga parties at COP21 in Paris in 2015. But what I would like to highlight here is warning na gyud ang IPCC report silang assessment report na kailangan na nato palagman, pakusgon ang atong kampanya sa against climate change or else magkagrabe na gyud di na nato matabang ang atong earth. So what I'm talking about is grabe na gid kapag ang greenhouse gas emissions sa atmosphere. And relating that to energy, ang atong manggong fuel consumption, kini atong gasalig lang ta sa fossil fuels, mo gid actually ang major driver sa greenhouse gas emissions. Now, if we would like to increase our usage of renewable energy, appeal na ang solar energy. And in the Philippines, we are really very lucky mga igsoon, no? We're really very lucky because we have abundant na sources sa renewable energy na atong hydro, which is highest sa Mindanao, no? Actually, by mix of REs, renewable energy, pinakadaghan sa Mindanao ang hydro because of course we have this hydro na mga plants dinhi that can actually provide energy sa atong mga kabalayan. And we have free sun, no?
That's
pero
right.
pero ang reality gamay pa ang ato ang mix sa solar, no? Sa Mindanao, naatay sa wind, naatay sa biomass, daghay available nga free. So why not if we would like to help, if we would like to mitigate sa nagkagrabe nga kahimtang sa atong atmosphere, the only way actually is to lower green gas emissions sa atong atmosphere para ma-save nato atong planet Earth.
True. True. Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much, Miss Marisol. And thank you for sharing light on the Paris Agreement. Daghang salamat kay imuhan nang na-bring up because that's been also the talk of the town recently, the Paris Agreement. And it's good nga kamo ni Miss Feline, Miss Marisol, and the rest of the movement and the rest of your teams are really sharing awareness about this, starting at the grassroots level all the way up to social media and to big corporations.
Yeah. In fact, for me, I think it's been like just a few days ago since I've learned about this Paris Agreement, no?
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps there might be some other things that we that are more crucial for us to know with regard to this agreement.
Mhm.
Perhaps this question can be up towards any of the both of you. So, what other things should the masses know with regard to this Paris Agreement?
Yeah, Miss Feline, would you like to answer?
Yeah, sure. So the Paris Agreement, as Ms. Marisol mentioned, it's an agreement between all the countries, 196 countries, who are parties to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. That's the UNFCCC, one of mga nicknames ng mga UN agencies that's in charge of climate. So we agreed as a global body nga apil ang Pilipinas kay nag-sign man ta ana nga i-cap nato ang warming sa kalibutan to 2 degrees. Best effort dayon nga 1.5 as much as possible kung dili na mo exceed sa 1.5 degree warming. Karon kay murag na naman ta sa 1 degree warming. And when I talk of warming that's the average global temperature around the world. So dili lang na the warming is not equal on every country. Kunyari sa Pilipinas murag mas taas atong warming compared to I don't know, Antarctica, or maybe I could be wrong, baka reverse gani. So that it's the warming, 1.5 degrees warming sa global temperature on average sa kalibutan. So that's the whole parang simplification of the Paris Agreement that was passed in Paris. That's why it's called that. Back in 2015, in the Conference of Parties number 21. Si Ms. Marisol also mentioned the IPCC, that stands for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So that's a group of scientists from all over the world who are tasked by the United Nations to study climate change. So daghan na sila naagani mga Filipino nga kanang climate scientists who are part of the IPCC, the ones who won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2008 ata. So yeah, there are a couple of Filipinos on that panel. And yes, the latest report, they're saying that gagagrabe, and we can no longer afford to kanang delay action on climate change. So isa na siya sa kuan, diha na to ma-relate ang atong use of kanang clean energy kay as Miss Marisol mentioned, ang clean energy does not emit greenhouse gases, which is the cause of warming sa planet. So, gakadaghan ang aso, the greenhouse gases from burning of fossil fuels, the planet warms even more. So, kana muna na ang mga causes sa mga super crazy typhoons, heat waves in not just in the Philippines but also in parts of Europe gani kanang and North America. The breaking off of glaciers from Antarctica and the Arctic mo nang magka-cause og sea level rise, which as Ms. Marisol mentioned, daghan kay tag coast sa Pilipinas. So kaning people who live in the coast, kaning mga communities, they are at risk of sea level rise. And that's something that we need to be aware of. And that's also the reason why we're joining these kinds of events.
Yes, and Miss Feline and Miss Marisol, you're both Mindanaoans, no?
Yes,
So,
yes.
for both of you, I'm gonna start with Miss Marisol. Unsa inyong gina-envision yun nga goal for Mindanao in terms of promoting renewable energy such as solar?
Okay, my envision actually shout out sa taga Butuan because I am based from Butuan and I live from Butuan City. Yes! Shout out sa taga Caraga region. Okay, my envision is like sa video nga gipakita ka ganina, gamay pa ganang ato ang electricity rate. So I hope na with these gaps of electricity rates, hinaot nga we will be pushing more of REs na, no, clean energy, renewable energy. So based on the record sa Mindanao, based on the energy mix, 0.6 pa lang ang 0.6% pa lang ang sa solar. So dako kay siya og opportunity. No, in fact, and what's good here mga kaigsuunan, no, ang atong campaign, we support murang kuryente campaign because karon this is the best time we have abundant resources of renewable energy plus nagkababa karon ang market, ang buying price sa mga gamit pang solar, no?
Yes, kakabarato.
Mga technology.
Tinuod.
So it's getting more affordable so that even mga medium na mga balay, medium sized balay, pwede na sila makapakabit og solar, no? So just to give you an update, 0.6% pa lang ang mix sa Mindanao sa solar, 0.7% sa biomass, 20.9% sa hydro, which is normal sa ato kasi naagit nato ang taas nga energy mix sa hydro because of the Maricostina Falls, no, and others, no. So mo na siya ang distribution. So dako pa kita. So akong envision is sana labi na katong mga off-grid communities, no, katong mga naa na sa mga lagyo nga mga lugar nga kinahanglan pa ka mo gastog dako para makakabit og kuryente sa ato ang power plant. Why not invest this? May other ways to invest. You don't need a cash. May available na mga pa-loan, something, mga programs para nga makapa-power ta sa ato ang mga balay or communities using REs and especially solar kasi I would like to push more for solar personally because guwap ka na bang mainit maguta din natay init, natay hangin, no, libre kay sa Mindanao. So hopefully mas mudaghan ang users sa solar and of course push more for REs. Thank you. Yan.
Yes. And Miss Feline, I'd like to ask you, I know that your passion runs deep gyud ani nga project, Miss Feline, no? So unsa pud ang imuhang pangandoy para sa imuhang fellow Mindanaoans?
Akong pangandoy is no less than 100% of electricity from Mindanao will be coming from renewable energy. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but that's my that's my guidepost to the work that I do for Mindanao. As you mentioned in my introduction, I'm also a co-founder of Greenergy Solar. So kanang mga katong gipang mention ni Miss Marisol na to help increase the electrification rate of Mindanao, because ang Mindanao ang pinaka, as the video mentioned, pinakaluoy sa mga ano no, sa compared to the rest of the country in terms of electrification. Daghan pag mga balay nga walay kuryente. So kana siya, dili na nato sugdan with dirty energy. Diretso na tag clean para towards 100% clean na mag na may term sa when I was still working with WWF, to leapfrog dirty energy. Mura bitaw if you remember, ang sa una dili, maybe mo ka remember kay mga bata pa mo, pero sa una mag-apply ka og landline, lisod kaayo mag-apply og landline, mo gasto pa kag wire, maghulat pa kag kanus kaanhaan sa kanang telephone company, but then cell phones happened. Do you think people still wanted to apply for landline phones? Most didn't na. So everyone in the Philippines, ang atong ratio to cell phones were murag nata ito murag 1.5 cell phone numbers for every Filipino. So halo mo yung mga Pinoy nga more than 2 ang mga ang mga mga cell phones. So nag-leapfrog sila, gilleapfrog nila ang landline to go straight to the new technology, which are cell phones. So that's what I'm hoping for Mindanao nga. Dili na nato agian ng other dirty energy. Diretso na ta dito sa limpyo. Diretso na ta dito sa kanang pwede makatabang sa ato to achieve our climate targets as a country, but also as sila katong health advocate nato ganina nga TikToker, help us give clean air, help improve our health, and reduce the kanang ailments that are brought about by fossil fuel burning for electricity. But also I just want to add no kanang Jeff and Gray Anna, kani pong the whole idea of demonizing fossil fuels, naapod ko'y gamay nga kanang hesitance ana, because I want to be thankful to the fossil fuel industry because they allowed us to develop kanang if you sa una before the industrialization, kandila ra baya atong mga suga, di ba? And then industrialization happened through the discovery of coal, which is a fossil fuel. So mga engines like katong mga una nga train sa una sa Europe and the UK were powered by coal, and that brought about kanang economic growth for the region and for the world. So karon I think ang atong dapat na stance on the fossil fuel industry is we thank them for the services over the last 150 years, but that we found something new, something better, something cleaner. So dito na tamo padulong.
I think it's going to be another revolution, bali, no?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a
yeah.
clean energy revolution.
Cleaner revolution.
Indeed. And moving forward towards this discussion about seeking revolution towards a green topia, as we would probably quote it, a green topia or a solar topia or whatever renewable energy utopia we have in mind. It's interesting how you pointed out this whole history with attaching landline and then the sudden inclusion of cellular phones, Miss Feline, no? Because it's actually how, a little fun fact, because this is related to a little question I have later on. It's actually the reason why we have a bit of a problem with our internet, because we're actually stuck with an investment we had in the 60s, wherein we attached a lot of landlines without really foreseeing the availability of mobile or cellular phones. Now, in relation to this, with regard to our action to transitioning towards solar energy, Ms. Feline and Ms. Marisol, are the laws we are experiencing or we're implementing right now in terms of, Philippine government and so on, aligned towards how we envision a more greener Mindanao? Are we aligned towards this vision practically and not just by word? And how would you view this as people pushing forward with the solar movement? Are we taking the right steps as a nation towards a better, more renewable country in the future?
I actually watched Solar Week since Monday, and I remember ang inyong guest, the deputy executive director of Minda, he mentioned the laws that
Yes.
allows us to Mindanao to transition into clean energy. I will let our viewers review that episode from that time on, but he mentioned a few, including kanang renewable portfolio standards, which is like the minimum of distribution utilities like Davao Light or uh, uh, Sepalco,
Yes,
to
yes.
kanang that they should have a minimum of renewable energy in their portfolio. So kana siya, that's one. And in the Philippines, actually, generally speaking, and this is not even me saying it as a Filipino, but having worked in the international climate and energy space, they say na sa Philippines daw kompleto itong mga laws. Kompleto itong regulations about renewable energy. We have the Renewable Energy Act, which was passed in 2018. 2008, which I think your video mentioned also. So kompleto ta og laws, but there are still napabitaw resistance gamay, napay resistance from big businesses, napay resistance from people who are maybe just don't like change in general, kaya daghan ba yapon taging ana kanang. So that's why these kinds of communication activities like what you guys are doing, what Jeff and Sean are doing on TikTok, these really help. Like one kanang mag-increase lang gyud ta og audience, mag-increase ta og pagpasabot ba nga mao na ni ang mao na ni atong future. So yeah, I'm very, when I was listening to the videos that Jeff and Sean shared, I was really heartened nga kanang, oh my gosh, so many young people are into this. Like ako, I personally, I do join kanang mga rallies on kanang climate change, and I've seen people also chain themselves and glue themselves to like the offices of fossil fuel companies. Nakakita na ko ana from my time, 15 years in climate and energy work. But these people are, at least from my generation, they're few and far between. But the young people, they're really rising up. If you've heard of Greta Thunberg, the young Swedish activist,
Yeah.
so kung kayo siya, kay bata good siya, and then kabalo siya
Yeah.
nga, ang iyang future is
Very
at
radical.
stake. Oh, so she has enjoined so many other young people. They know, they understand climate change. They know that the solutions are there. So they're actually just fighting for their future. So kanang mga ingana, it really makes me happy when I hear of these news, and like content creators and other kind of people who have access to or have influence at least on this social media world that we're in, are speaking out about it, because we need more people to understand.
Yes, indeed. So, is there anything else that Miss Marisol probably would like to add on that fact?
Miss Marisol,
Medyo
I think you're
nawala ako
unmute.
sa
Okay.
question.
Siguro Miss Marisol, just to wrap it up nga, unsa may mensahe nimo sa atong viewers karon? Unsay mensahe nimo sa tanang classes of life, no, regardless of where you are in life, nga atuan ning tanan nga responsibility, dili lang sa kabatanunan, dili lang sa mga sapian, dili lang sa mga politiko, but in fact it's everybody's responsibility to join
Yes,
hands
yes.
ani Miss Marisol. So, unsa man imong
Yes.
parting words sa mga gatanaw karon?
Okay, so I would like to end my my part with sa simpleng campaign, no. Taas ang presyo sa kuryente sa Pilipinas tungod sa padayon nga pagsalig nato sa mga imported na mga fossil fuels, tungod sa padayon nga pag-ubos sa presyo sa renewable energy. Aduna kitay kagayunan nga mas mapaubos ang presyo sa kuryente alang sa mga ordinaryong Pilipino. Atong hinumduman nga ang mas barato o mas limpyo nga kuryente maghatag nato og lagsik ug mas malambuon nga komunidad, a sustainable one. So let's support for renewable energy and be responsible sa ginagmay nato nga mga actions nga hinaot gamay man ang imuhang action imong boses ikaw lang mang isa but your voice is very powerful makatabang ka para ma-mitigate nato ang nagkagrabe nga problema sa climate. Maayong hapon.
Daghan kaayong salamat, Miss Feline Dongay of the Climate Reality Project and Miss Marisol Divina Gracia too. So this was such an enlightening and inspiring discussion. Thank you so much for both of you guys for joining us today at Solar Week. And thank you to everybody like them, kay inyuhan, Jeff and Sean, all the influencers out there nga doing their best good to share
And of
awareness
course,
about.
we wouldn't want to forget our host who's been with us since day one, I believe. Grayan has been here
Yeah.
advocating. In fact, participating in this event is already doing your part in the advocacy.
Yeah, but I am a mom,
Yeah.
and I would like my son to grow up in a sustainable world. And business wise, dako pud kaayo ni siya nga eye opener for me because for small to medium enterprises like amua, no, sa among husband, if there are ways, Mandy I, to be more conservative and to be more responsible sa ato ang sustainability sa ato ang planet nga mas makasave pa ta and potentially maka-earn pa ka, then why not, di ba? So this was also an eye-opener for me, Jeff, gikan Monday hangtod karon.
Yes,
And
indeed.
timely kayo nga feel good Friday gid karon mga higala because I hope we are all feeling good about doing our best for the environment.
Yes. So as we move forward with this session we have this afternoon, Gray, what else is in store for us?
Actually, this is the last day of Solar Week 2022. And, actually, karon, we are going to be giving out some prizes as well. So stay tuned. Daka na kay nakadaog, Jeff. Ikan Monday hangtod Thursday. So we hope that you will stay put for that part of our program. And you know what? I'd like to talk to you guys about the recent Earth Hour switch off in a setup powered by the sun because we hosted different focus group success discussions,
Yes.
with stakeholders in the solar energy ecosystem in Mindanao. And that event explored the challenges and opportunities of the local solar industry. And what was learned from there was used to create events or create the subsequent knowledge materials and events like this entire solar week. We were also part of the soft launch of the movement during Earth Hour in partnership with the Ayala Malls in Mindanao and their two locations in Davao and Cagayan de Oro.
Yeah, speaking of which, funny that you mentioned that because I was actually the one who hosted these
Yeah.
focus group discussions. And with that, I learned so much with regard to the different struggles that each
Mhm.
solar stakeholder had been experiencing. And it's just such an eye opener
Yes.
to actually understand that these people are not only running businesses, but are having this vision that an island such as Mindanao could go
Mhm.
solar.
Mhm.
And that's something inspiring for someone who's part of the youth, who would want a sustainable future
Mhm.
for our future as well.
You know it. Thank you so much, Jeff. And we have learned so much, mga higala, in the 5-day Solar Week movement 2022. And I think there's still so much to learn out there. But this is a good start. This is a good start to you move forward in what we need to know and what we need to act on for our planet. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for being
Yes.
with us
Yes.
this afternoon.
I
And
already learned so much, actually,
yes.
Gray. And but I feel that there is still so much more to learn and do since we are no longer in a climate crisis, but now it is elevated into a climate emergency. So mga higala dili na ni siya kumbaga kuan lang no issue sa kilid, but it's really an emergency to do something right now in order to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and also in effect reduce climate change. I would also like to thank everyone involved in Mindanao Go Solar for also involving me and, of course, our other guests who have been influential in helping us further out this news, this information with regard to this need to transition to solar. So
That's right.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you kaayo po, Jeff. And again, before we go, unsa ganito imong username on TikTok?
Yes, you can follow me on TikTok. My handle is Jeff Robs, but
Mhm.
you can find me easier through at Jeff with WID 1 F. Because my,
Ayun.
my Jeff is just
Yeah,
1 F.
it's flashed on the
Yeah,
screen
okay,
right
there you
now.
go. Jeff
There.
with 1 F.
I don't have TikTok yet, so I will follow you. Okay, I will follow you. Lakan kayong salamat, Jeff, and thank you to everybody for being with us in the entire week. And of course, dili mahuman ng ato ang adlaw kung dili ta manghatag og prizes. So it's time to give out prizes, and I hope you guys were paying attention because here is the first question. The mechanics again are the same. Ang 15 una makatubag, sa iya ihatag ang prize and send us a message ko sa inyong address. We will be mailing your prizes. The question number 1, an example. Oh, Jeff, bawal ka matubag ha? No, no, no.
Sure. Okay.
Number 1, an example of a renewable energy source of energy is A, petrol, B, natural gas, and C, biogas. Answers, please. The correct answer is biogas. Congratulations to our winners. Next question, please. Photosynthesis occurs in the time of day, B, night, or C, midnight. The answer from Jem Jem is letter C. Answer from Felvin is letter A. And from Serena Blair, letter A. The correct answer is letter A, daytime. Right, that's right. Photosynthesis happens at daytime. Next question is, there are 3 types of solar cells. Oh, this was a topic, I think, on our second day, if I'm not mistaken. There are 3 types of solar cells. A, true, B, false. Answers, please. Serena Blair says true. Felvin says A, true. And that's it. All right. The correct answer is true. There are 3 types of solar cells: single crystal, polycrystal, and amorphous silicon. That's right, mga higala. That's all for now. Those are 3 winners. Daghang salamat for joining, and congratulations sa ating winners from Monday to Friday. Wow, we had a full week with us for Solar Week 2022, and wow, it's been just an enlightening movement for us. Daghang salamat again to Mindanao Go Solar Movement for encouraging Mindanaoans to move towards a cleaner energy transition in the region through solar. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being with us from Monday to Friday. And I hope that all of us will take part in this movement of taking care of the environment and considering renewable energy. Daghang salamat. This has been Grayan Mendoza Oraya. Have a great day, everybody.